All right, so she's making. We have like a bunch of carrots. So
A bunch of milk, we're trying to get rid of it.
yeah,
Carrot halwa.
carrot. Hold it.
That's not like the big bottom.
How does the camera work on this though, man? I can't zoom. Oh, there it is. Okay. I would like more options for the camera. We must learn this.
We must learn the ways of this camera.
Yeah. Warning: we are live, so therefore
You might
you
get
just
stopped
yeah
at
you might hear curse words that you don't get edited out. The time is 8:34.
7:34 actually.
Okay, I lied. It is 7:34 because we have not changed the time on the
So yeah.
stove yet. And Sidra said that I had this before,
Yeah.
and I am trying to remember.
It was at my sister's.
She said when we were at Eram's house, we had
With
this
the
before.
children, with the boys too.
Okay. And anything I've eaten at Eram's house, I've liked. So that means I'll like this. So we will have to
This will
see.
be homemade. So my first time ever making. So let's see.
Oh, this is your first time making? You know what, though? Sidra is like really good. Sidra's really good at making this. She's a really great chef. Not necessarily good at making this because I don't know yet. But
I've never made it, so I'm just trying it out.
right, right. Like I said, we had like a bunch of carrots we need to get rid of. And so therefore, Sidra is going to make this. So we'll see how it turns out. There's Gia in there dancing. That's how it works in the house. When you hear that background music,
That's Gio.
it's Gia. All right. So we might as well not be rude. Say hello, Gia. All right. And she's over here entertaining the cats with music. There's Stormy. There's Nimbus. I don't know why Stormy always lays in there. She's too big to lay in that. But
She's fat.
I was trying to be, nice in front of Stormy. But okay. So we're gonna go back in the kitchen now. If anyone has any questions while we're on here watching Sidra make, say it again.
Carrot halwa.
Carrot halwa.
It's a sweet
Carrot
dish.
halwa. It's a sweet dish.
It's like carrot pudding, but not as much liquidy.
Well, you sound like your sister. You sound like Aaron.
Oh my
but
god.
she is your sister. But she is your sister, so you know. So what do you got to do? How long you got to? What?
I'm gonna heat and cook it on medium heat and the water. It thickens out. The carrots are cooked.
Wow.
And then I'll have to add the condensed milk and sugar.
She-
And then some more butter.
She put it in the big pot.
That's the only one that has a thicker base.
Oh, okay.
The rest are what is it? Non-stick pans.
Ah, I got it. Okay.
Non-stick pots. This is the only one with a thicker pot.
So while we're sitting here and Sidra is cooking, if anyone has questions, feel free to ask them as long as they're legit questions, not rude questions, but legit questions. Feel free to ask.
This is gonna take time.
Well, we're not going to be on here the whole entire time that you're cooking this. I just thought I would come on and I don't know what time it is in other parts of the world, but as I said, it is 7. Well, I actually said 8, but it is 7:37 here in good old Ohio. And let's look outside and see what we got going on. You probably can't even see outside. There we go. Wow, look at that. You can actually see. I'm amazed.
Is it full moon outside?
Is it full moon?
Is it?
I don't know.
Are you able to see outside?
No, I mean, you can just see outside though. There's our beloved aloe vera plant, which is awesome. But we had 2, but the other one kind of died. So we're just going to take care of one. If you don't have one of these, you should really get one because, man, they really help with cuts and burns. Only problem is you can't water all the time. You'll kill it like I did the other one.
I need sort of those. because it's all dry.
Oh, and then there's, of course, yeah, look, she's waving like, oh, yeah. Of course, we know there's no jumping allowed on the couch.
That's what I was doing when I was. She was dancing, Daddy. She's not jumping. There's a big difference.
No jumping on the couch, please. If anyone has children, they know how it is. This is, well, and Gia also is into cheer. She goes to cheerleading practice. So it's all music and all cheering 24 hours a day. It's like a channel.
When we were little, we weren't allowed to jump on the couch. So what we used to do, we used to take the cushions off the couch, put them on the floor, and jump on them.
But that's even just as bad, though, because you're tearing up the cushion.
Like you said, not on it, so we took the cushions down, and now we're on the floor.
Yeah, my dad would still be outraged over that because it's still damaging the. Hold on a second, people. We have to go closer. Gia has something to say. What?
And we used to make it a
Yeah, don't give ideas, though. Don't give ideas. Don't give ideas because you're going to have her mess up the couch.
That's what we used to do when we were
And it took time to find this couch.
Oh, well.
We wanted a couch. It's three sections. So this is 1, 2, and then there's 3 over there. Well, technically 4. So, yeah, because this is an ottoman that actually connects to this part of the couch. So it's more like that Asian style couch.
And then that one also comes here and it becomes a bed.
Yeah. So these can all connect together and make one huge bed or separate beds as well for guests. And then we fell in love with this chair here. This is a swivel. You can't really see with Gia's coat and some other things on it. But
everybody sits on it.
yeah, everyone sits there.
Even the cats.
Yeah.
That's your
But I tell you what, this is very comfortable. It took a while for us to find it, but as you can see, it's like really, yeah, it's got thick padding on it. What's that? Yeah. So that's pretty much where Sidra and I sit at most of the time, except for if I want to sit here. Be careful, sweetie. And I can tell you what, this is our screen for our projector because we don't like TVs because we like projectors. We like everything to be like it's a movie, even if you're playing video games. So I bought this one thinking it was going to be great. And only problem is when I put it up, you can see all these little, you don't see it when the projector is on. But I don't like all this. I ended up buying my son a screen for his room, for his projector. Way smoother. I like it. But Sidra won't let me get rid of this because he said it's a waste of money. So while we're waiting on Sidra to cook her stuff, I'll have you take you on a tour of some of our photos in our house. This is our Disney wall. So these are just photos over the years going to Disney World. This is actually Star Wars. Yeah, this is, of course, me all excited that we were going for the Star Wars tour. That's Jaden putting together his lightsaber. Wait a second, sweetie. And this is...
That is Uncle.
Oh, this is Grandpa. So there's Dad, my oldest daughter Destiny, Dominic, younger son Jaden, of course me, and then Sidra. Gia wasn't born in this one. So I don't want to bore you guys too much with the wall, but and then of course we put this on the wall because I'm a Star Wars fan.
STARW.
Right. And this is my lightsaber that I got from Disney World.
How did you turn it on?
You gotta go right here, see that? So that's my lightsaber I actually got. And it wasn't cheap, but boy, it was worth it. For me at least. Because I'm a Star Wars fan.
I love this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna turn that off. Then there's a picture I have hanging right beside my lightsaber of my oldest son Dominic when he was smaller.
Yeah, I said Dominic.
Hello, Alicia. And that is Dominic when he was little.
Where is that?
Oh, UK. Okay, we're in the United States. So, so of course that is as they call it, a across the pond. You're in the UK. We're in the United States, and we are actually in. We're like considered the. What are we called? The
Central?
Central America. Oh, not yeah, Central United States, not Central America. If it was Central America, we'd be like, Buenos dias. But it is Central. Yeah, we're in Central America. Look, I did it again. So Gio was patting me in the back, so I got distracted. Sorry about that. But we're in Central. The central part. Yeah, it's more like Midwest. Midwest is what they call it. I'm always confused why they call it Midwest. Ohio is called Midwest. But to me, it doesn't feel like it's Midwest. Midwest would be Midwest, which is further out west. But our state is closer to. I'm sad with my little girl watching you guys. We are Pakistani like you. Oh, well.
We have
She
Pennsylvania.
no. She just said she was Pakistani. So, say your greetings, dear. Pakistani.
Assalamualaikum.
She just said assalamu alaikum. And that's usually how it works. Do you have family from Pakistan that lives in the UK?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So Sidra has family in UK here, and was it Australia
My best friend is in Australia.
best friend is Australia. She said, "Wa alaikum assalam, Baji."
Wait, no, I can't get this.
Oh no! Hey, do you want me to just get rid of that for you?
I was gonna lick it, but okay.
Yeah, cut your tongue on that.
No, I'm not going on the edge.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there then. And
You don't
Alicia
think so?
is third generation Pakistani. And what generation are you?
I'm the first generation.
I know, I'm just joking. She is first generation Pakistani here in America.
Came with whole family.
Yep, she came with her whole family. You want to
I
say?
was an adult when I came here.
Yep, she was an adult when she first came to the States. And it was a long flight. I remember your mom talking about it. I have to have her talk about that. I would be scared personally, being on a plane that long.
What makes it longer is because you have to switch planes. They have to fuel it up and all that, so it's just a leave it.
Okay, but so where's your stop off then when you came here from Pakistan?
We made it at Manchester by
Okay.
London. So
Okay.
the first stop was there, the second
So
was
UK.
at Chicago,
Okay.
and then from Chicago
Then to Ohio. Okay.
Columbus, yeah.
And how long have you been in the UK, Alicia? If you're still on. If you're still on, that is.
Ooh,
Well, look at she said Manchester's where they are.
there's a big community there. Pakistan.
Alicia was born in UK. Okay. Yeah, I thought there would be because you were talking about how many people either go to the US or they go to UK.
Mostly UK because it's right by there. It's close by.
So do you have a big family there in the UK, Alicia, or are they mostly back in Pakistan? While we wait for her reply.
Oh my God,
Oh. Don't you complain if that go away?
Because I was trying to eat.
Wow.
I didn't cut myself.
I would say with Sidra, do you consider your family a huge family? Do you consider your family a huge family?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Look at us. We are 6 siblings. And even my parents have 6 siblings each. So
Oh, okay. Well,
see this? See this?
oh my goodness, you did cut it. Why don't you? You need to be careful with that. Seriously.
I know I cut myself a lot. That's what
And Alicia said that both her mom and dad's side are in the UK. In the case of Sidra, I know that for the most part.
My mom's whole family, well, except for one sister. Everybody else is in Pakistan. And my dad's half family is here, half is back here.
Yeah. So her father, half the family is here, half the family is in Pakistan. But her mother, for the most part, her family is mostly all in Pakistan. So, but we haven't visited yet. We thought about it years ago to visit Pakistan, and then actually after that visit India. But we ended up getting some death threats. Remember that? They were like, if you come to Pakistan, we will kill your daughter. She is a half-breed, and we will kill you all.
Yeah,
So we got a little worried about that, and so we haven't been yet. Instead, we decided to go to Disney World. So it was kind of, and which was kind of a shock because I was like, man, Pakistan. I've seen pictures from Sidra, her mother. Beautiful country. I would love to visit, but I just don't know if I would be welcome or not. Alicia said they don't know. I think most people will welcome you in Pakistan.
And not if they know.
I think that in my case, our problem was here in the United States. I wasn't very welcome at least years ago because we've been married now for almost 11 years. Years ago when we first got married, I wasn't very welcome in the community, the Pakistani community. I was very open to learning, which I have learned a lot about the Pakistani community. And I learned even more once Gia was born to help her. Because my daughter she learns about my culture. So I want to make sure she also knows about Sidra's culture. But I wasn't very welcome. I got called the N-word a lot. I would go to the mosque. I was not welcome there. And this is not a hate video. I'm not talking about anything disrespectful. I'm just saying just how I was treated. And so therefore it made us worried that if we get that here and that we got threatened and it was like when Gia was, I don't know what age that I posted that on YouTube. It was a few years ago that we wanted to go. We actually took that post down that, we were wanting to go to Pakistan and have Gia experience her mother's culture. And we got not just one or two, but quite a few, messages that, our beloved daughter was abomination. Yeah. And that they hated her. So I don't know. It made us worried. I think the UK Pakistani community in UK is much more diverse.
Yeah.
I have a white auntie. Well, yeah, but see, that I get. She also has white people that were married into the Pakistani family as well. They were welcome. I was not, at least initially. Her family loves me now. But it seems like the whites that marry into the Pakistani families are welcomed in much quicker. And there doesn't need to be any kind of stipulations for them to be married. In my case, it was you have to be Muslim, so on and so forth. But all the white males that married into the family, they just had to be white. And I'm not being negative here. I'm just being honest, And in my case, it was confusing to her father because part of my family looks white. I'm not white, though. I'm actually brown and look very African American. But if you look at other family members, they have blue eyes, blonde hair. They actually were confused when they saw my family. They were like, what is your family? Are you related? Yes, they're my blood family. This is how it works when you mix with different, nationalities. So her father accepted my mother and my family, but then he didn't accept me because he said I was not light enough. So there you have it. And to this day, and it's funny because a lot of people said, "Oh, well, wait till you have a child."
He would come around.
Yeah, no, he did not. He disowned Sidra when Sidra gave birth to our daughter. But and Gia is the first grandchild in the entire family, so she is the first, and that changed nothing for her father. But I am close to her family, though, her mother and her sisters, but her brother is in the military. He lives in Louisiana, and he's in the military. He's been in the military for a while, actually. And so I think I would be closer with him if he lived closer. Yeah, because we have a lot in common. Umar and I have a lot in common. So I think that Umar and I, we have a lot in common, but it's just he doesn't live close, so we don't talk as often as we should. Alicia says that's very unfortunate. Thankfully, my family are more tolerant. Yeah, and I feel that we did a video not long ago. Actually, I think I might did it myself, but I talked about that. Even here in America, the subcontinent, because we have a huge subcontinent community here. We're talking about Pakistani, Bangladesh, India, huge. So we live around a lot of them. And all the stores, they have a lot of stores that we can go to that cater to the subcontinent, that are owned by people from the subcontinent. And when we first went to these stores, it was uncomfortable for me because I get a lot of stares. People would talk rudely about me. And this is a country that I grew up in, so that's another reason why I felt uncomfortable going to another country, because I'm like, this is where I grew up and I still get treated like this. But over the last few years,
last couple of years,
yeah.
It's been actually relaxed. They're
Yeah,
relaxed.
yeah. People are more open and more. The woman that owned the ice cream restaurant store that is Indian, very loving. Went up to Gia.
She has always
Yeah,
been
she
lovely.
loves Gia. She's from India. Yes, yes, Nimbus. You have to hold on a second, buddy. We're live right now, okay? But see, I keep forgetting I can flip it around. Sorry about that. But over the last few years, it has been a lot more open. People have been more caring, and I have been surprised. So, and that's a good thing. Going to the store, people don't stare at us as much. People actually talk to us, ask us questions. Oh, okay, I was thinking Gia is wanting me to flip the camera on, guys. Sorry. Like I said, this is the products of going live. She is doing something her brother taught her that she still doesn't know yet. That's a dance. Oh, she said it's a dab, but it looked more like she was going to dive into the swimming pool. But you know what? It looked beautiful, Gia, because you did it. It's beautiful. There we go. And honestly, I will say this, that I totally get it when someone marries someone of another culture and they don't appreciate or respect that culture or want to know about that culture. I know that because I come from various cultures in my family, and some people I've dated in the past didn't care about my cultures of my family. People should respect you because yeah, and I agree. I totally agree, but that is not. And like I said, over the last few years, it's been different. But prior to that, it was not. I learned that what a bead meant. I learned that meant slave. I learned a lot of derogatory terms for people that were being said to me because, of course, Sidra would translate for me. And it was just really disheartening. Now, in my case, I come from a very diverse family. And like I said, my family is, black, white, Hispanic, Fiji. And of course, in our DNA test, we realized that we're also Persian. Now, and the funny thing, yeah. And earlier, I forgot to tell you this thing. Earlier, someone said that they thought I was Indian, and I get that a lot. I don't think I look Indian at all. But the funny thing is I do have Indian in my blood from the Fiji. So my Fiji family, I have to flip this around because I feel like I'm being rude. But my family from Fiji are when the British brought Indians to Fiji, I do believe, and they mixed. Yeah, there are. I have a lot of. I even have family members that are Muslim. I actually have some family members that married Saudi Arabians, and like Saeed. Saeed is Muslim. But so yeah, we do have a lot of family members that are Muslim. I am not, but I have a lot of family members that are Muslim. So I grew up around it. But like I said, because my family is so diverse culturally, it was not something that was pushed on me or like I had to do it. So of course I grew up like most other Americans do, where you just make that choice if you make that choice. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. And but actually, the funny part about the Indian thing is I get a lot of. They always say South Indian, especially when I wear the clothes that Sidra and her family buy for me. I get that a lot from Indian people. They will speak to me in Hindi, and I'm sorry, I don't know everything you're saying. I'm not from India. And they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." I don't even think I look like I am. But Sidra actually was surprised when she went to my family reunion. She goes, "You didn't tell me that you had Indian in your family." I'm like, "Well, I didn't know they were Indian because to me they're Fiji." So my Fiji family, yes, there is Indian there, but it is a mixture of Indian. It's not just Indian. So I don't know the Indian culture because when the Indians from my family moved to Fiji, they mixed with other Fijians. Okay, my cat is like
Rubbing himself all over you.
Yeah, he's like, this is what happens when you get a cat in there and they just want too much attention. He's like rubbing my back and everything. Okay, buddy, you don't have to run. I'm just gonna like jump off the seat so you can actually see him.
Oh, he's like,
oh look, he jumped. See, he's very needy. Remember, see, look at him. Meow.
You want love? You say what you want? Oh, you want some love?
So I'm gonna try to sit back down, and then he'll probably just try to jump behind me again. We don't allow our cats at the table though when we're eating. I refuse to have the cats even on the chairs or any of that stuff. But yeah, I really enjoy the Pakistani culture and the subcontinent country. You know, I've learned a lot about Pakistan, I learned about India, and I just felt maybe that, you know, because like most foreigners, when they marry someone, they don't really take the time to learn the culture. I have, and you know, but it was just one of those things where I was that outsider. I'm a very, very British. Oh, see, I, can you reply with your comment one more time? Because it only gives me like a few seconds to read your comment, and I saw it, and then it disappeared, Alicia. If you could reply that again, because I can't even find it once we leave the live chat. So we have a lot to learn with the live chat. We haven't done live chat in a long time. And the last live chat we did was when we were coming from Sidra's mother's house. I did see that you said you were very British, and then that's where the comment had disappeared. In Sidra's case, you know the funny thing about you saying very British? The Pakistanis learn their English from the British. So we used to always have these arguments when we got together, because she would say, "Watch out for that lorry." And I'm like, "Lorry, that's a girl's name." She goes, "No, the lorry." And I didn't know what a lorry was. And so I understand. And the same thing with her family when I'm around them. But Sidra, they have these British explanations for things. Or like she would say, when we had our other house, "I need you to go out to the garage." And I'm like, "The garage?" You know, and she'd go, "No, the garage." And I'm like, "No, the garage." Right. Okay, now I see what she said. Yeah, and as you should. That's how I feel, even our children. I think if you don't bring up your children to be proud of their culture, even if it's as diverse as ours, they're going to be confused. And, you know, in our family, no, Gia, you know, she is learning her Pakistani. And when she's around Sidra's family, of course, there's a lot of Islam. So she learns everything. And because we are American, you know, it's not like, and I know that before I've heard some Pakistanis say, you know, that we've met, "Well, you know, since she's married to you, that means," okay, Nimbus, I can't be with you right now, but I'm trying to talk, okay? That, well, you know, that means then that your wife will be forced to be something else, you know, Christian, whatever. No, I'm not that type of husband. Can you stop being so needy, buddy? I'm trying to go live here, man, okay? Jeez, I'm going to have to file a police report, man. He's up here stalking me. But I don't, I'm more of the type of husband where it's like, you know, I'm not going to force things on my wife at all. It's actually funny. She said when she got married, she earned her freedom.
I did.
Okay, can you chill out, Nimbus? And there's our other cat, of course, Stormy. And you see that Nimbus is thin. Look at Stormy. Why? Because she's sitting over there eating. She needs to do some exercise.
Yes.
Look at her. She's like, "Are you talking about me?" "Yeah, we're talking about you." But I already grew up. I think in my case, unlike most Americans, I grew up in a very diverse cultural family. My family reunions were about, you know, all these different dishes from all around the world, because my culture is from around the world. And I grew up that way. I think Sidra is a great lady. She's been through a lot with her dad, and I totally support her right to choose her way of life. So that's when you say shukriya. She said thank you, but and you're right. She's been through a lot, and you know, like I said, we don't. I would say when we first came to YouTube, we were very bitter. My main purpose originally my main purpose to start a YouTube channel was for my family. A lot of family members said, you know, "We like your Facebook stuff you post on. Why don't you put it on YouTube so we can all see it?" And I'm like, okay. But then when I realized, wait a minute, we can have a voice on YouTube, you know, I was very bitter. Sidra wasn't, but I was very bitter because I didn't feel welcome initially by the Pakistani community or by the Indian community. And like I said, I think once I got rid of that bitterness and I didn't care anymore, it seems like more people opened up to me. Because you even admitted, I mean, when we would go somewhere and people would stare at me and I would go, "Okay, what is your problem?" I would get so angry and just chase people down and like, "Stop staring at me," you know. And I'm like, you know, what's the big deal? You know, I'm just gonna leave it alone. And the main reason for that though is because I have children. You know, I don't want my children to grow up with that. Yeah, they're gonna have to deal with it anyway because they're different. But you know, I don't know. It was just stressful. So, but now it's a little different. I deal with things out there. I teach combat martial arts. Actually, when we first got together, I had a cage fighting team. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but and I've been teaching for a while. You know, combat martial arts and cage fighting. So in meditation, so you think I would use that, you know? So I decided to start using that more now to help me not be so angry when people say things to me or when, you know, Sidra will translate something and I'll go, oh man, really? Are you serious for talking about me? Like, you know, and I'm like, you know, I'm not going to mess up my day now for that. So you got anything you want to say? I love your glasses though. She always picks the right glasses for her face. I don't think, like, turn this out a little bit. I think that, tell Sidra I will keep her in my duas. Here, you read it. Here. And that,
In my duas.
yeah, duas. That's what I thought. Yeah, okay, in your prayers, okay. Shukriya.
Thank you.
And I will let her take over for a minute because I got to use the restroom. You can look at it. You can flip the camera around too. Just turn it around.
Oh, turn around. Oh,
And then,
oh my God.
if you need to,
Can't
you
make
can
me-
jump
Oop.
up at some point. You're not following me.
I'm not following you. I'm following myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so what else? Rico is the only one who talks a lot, and I don't talk much, so. Oh, thank you so much. We also actually watch our videos. It's always fun, even when we are making it, it's fun, and then after that, when we are sitting down, it's like watching a whole TV show, TV series. So it's always actually fun watching all of it. So I like our videos too. Gia, you want to come and say something? Sorry, Daddy stranded me. Okay, come on. Are you gonna talk now and you're gonna say something?
Hi.
Hi. You gonna say something? We are live. Are we going to Auntie's tomorrow?
We're going to Auntie's tomorrow.
Are we?
Yeah, we're going to your Auntie's.
But Uncle said we can't come.
But I'm going to annoy him. That's right.
Alicia said, hi, Gia. You are beautiful.
So tomorrow I'm going to whip him. Or smack him.
Why? You don't do that.
I do, and you be rude to me.
Really?
You don't be rude to me.
Here, I gotta check on it. I check on my halwa again.
All right. Wow.
Excuse me, Mia.
She said her daughter's name is Anisha. I wear glasses too, and the text is really small. She says I have only one child too.
You have 3 child.
In our case, we have 4. We have Gia here, which is who we have together, and then I have my oldest daughter, Destiny, and she is 25, 24. She'll be married next year. And then I have my oldest son, Dominic Giovanni, and he is 17.
I'm 6.
Yep, Gia is 6. I was getting to you, but you know, Gia.
Yeah, what about JJ?
So how old is JJ?
12.
No, close. Take it down one.
12 minus 9.
10.
No, to not take it up one.
12 minus 1. What comes between 10 and 12?
That's right, 11.
13.
11. And then my younger son, Jaden, is 11, and of course, Gia.
Saying that he's 12.
The great thing about Sidra, though, is she calls my children her children, and we don't make any differences. What's that?
Jason said he's 12.
Well, that's because Jaden's like you. He always tries to be one age older than what he actually is. I'm surprised you didn't say you were 7, but you're 6.
Because I like the
Thank you very much, Shukriya. She said, mashallah, you have many kids. Yes. Actually, I have a small amount of children. Thank you. Thank you very much. She said, may God protect them all. I actually had, I come from a huge family though. So just said she comes from a large family, but I have 14 uncles. I have 8 aunts. I'm actually the one that has the least amount of children in my family. My brother has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right, 8 children. And then my sister has 4, no, 3, 3. And then of course I have 4. But I came from a huge family. My family is very large. And and so large in fact that a lot of people, if they know our family name, they'll go, "Are you related?" And I'm like, "Yes." Most, yeah. Even at work, she was like, "Oh, do you know her?" "Yeah, that's my cousin." So we have a very large family. And which was ironic was I was afraid to be a father when I was younger because I thought I was going to fail at it. And my father and I, we didn't have a good relationship. We've only been Turn her phone down. We just started working on my father and our relationship over the last few years. But because of that, I was afraid that I would fail at being a father, or I might be too angry. I might be just imperfect, as we are as human beings. And, my oldest daughter helped me break that fear because I told myself I'd never have children. Thank you. Yeah, I am getting closer to my father. It wasn't great growing up. He was, and I'm not going to go into any details and try to belittle my father. My father was imperfect. And that's what I realized as I got older, because he said he wanted to work on our relationship. Yeah, we think so. We've tried with her father. But if you look at, it's been a while. I can't remember the name of the video because we have a lot of videos we posted over the years. There was a video when actually Sidra was on her deathbed, and it was a blessing actually because not that she was on her deathbed, but when the doctors gave her 2 days to live, she survived, came back, and then I booked immediately after that a trip to the Bahamas when she was felt good enough because I felt that she needed that. And yeah, it is. Yeah, it was. So then you have seen the story. So yeah, so it is tough. It is, and I mean, look, this is what he's missing out on his beautiful granddaughter, the first of his line, and we haven't talked to him since though. So hopefully he would come around. We're always open to it. We're not going to sit here and say we wouldn't be. That's her father. And, we went through a lot, but like I said, we all make mistakes. So if he wanted to see Gia and he wanted to come talk to us, we have no problem with that. Yes, there is. I totally agree. Even in my own culture, well, I come from various cultures, but it seems like the fathers aren't really meant to be close to the sons. They are supposed to be disciplinaries, but not show love, compassion, and these things. And that's how it was for me growing up. And my father said he apologized for that because he thought that was the right thing to do. With my sons, and it was in particular with the sons, the daughters, yes, my father gave a lot of love to my sister. But to the sons, he said we needed to be stern, we needed to be firm. And I feel my sons will be stern and firm, but still show love. And so that's how I am with my sons. My sons can hug me and kiss. Oh, wait, why does it come up so quickly? Maybe we can go into settings for when people comment so I can see their comment longer. Because Alicia just commented again. Am I saying that right? I hope so. But her comment comes up, but it only comes up literally for 2 seconds and then it fades away. And we'll have to check settings to see if the comment can stay longer. So that way I can reply to the full, text. Because it pops up and then it's gone. It's like, wow. Well, Alicia, we greatly appreciate the conversation. We're just not getting used to this live stuff. And Sidra's still throwing a bunch of carrots
It's
in
getting
there.
thicker now, so
And so I'm going to let her.
I'm gonna let it cook now. So it is getting thicker.
Oh, okay.
It is getting thicker. It's gonna be cooking now. Couple hours, I guess.
Couple hours. Wow.
It's
I
not
tell you,
as long as Halim, but still.
right. I tell you what. Does Sidra cook a lot of Pakistani food? Yes. Sidra predominantly cooks. All I eat mostly is Pakistani food. She has helped me put on some weight that I've had to get off.
Definitely.
Alicia asked, "What are you making again?" So tell her again what it is.
Gajar ka halwa.
So that's what she's making. But yes, and I love Pakistani food. She said, "Wow, amazing." But
Thank you. Yeah, mostly I make biryani, pulao, halim.
yeah.
I'm not making.
Oh, look, yeah. See, that is Gia's favorite. Is Halim. It's one of my favorites too. I didn't like Halim at first because I thought it looked like baby poop. And then, like, she's like, "My Halim is not." I didn't. I said,
Daddy thought it looked like it.
yeah. She said that's very traditional. I don't have my glasses on. Garjar
Gajar ka
Yeah,
halwa.
Garjar yeah. I couldn't. I need my glasses.
Yeah, I never made that gajar ka halwa before. So
Yeah, she's never made this before. Her sister though has.
makes it all
Yeah.
the time.
Her sister has made it. So
Yeah, today she's making gajrela. I'm like, I'm gonna make gajar ka halwa. Can coffee.
yeah. So her family cooks nothing but Pakistani food all the time, or subcontinent food. So therefore, guess what? That is what I eat. My only fear, she said, I love rasmala, R-A-S, mala.
Rasmalai.
Oh, rasmalai. Okay, okay.
Over ESSFE.
Yeah, what Gia said. And my only thing,
Gulab jamun.
yeah, glove jump. No, I don't. See, this is the thing. Her family, they get a kick out of. They'll put food in front of me, and then they'll all just start talking in Urdu like, and I'm like, okay, what are you giving me? You know, like what happened with gulab jamun. And Sidra was like, oh, you're gonna love it. I thought it was a donut, you know, and I put it in my mouth, and all this sugar just exploded in my mouth, and I'm like,
That's why they're called sweet because they're sweet.
yeah, but when I asked her how sweet it was, oh well, it's sweet, but and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, gulab jamun for me is too sweet, and so therefore,
Gulab jamun is not as sweet as a rasgulla. Rasgulla is very sweet.
yeah, I know. I saw that after gulab jamun, I was like, okay, I'm good on the other one. But yeah, there's a lot of dishes that I don't know the names of because they cook so many different.
Like
Try
mala,
faluda.
faluda.
Faluda. Have I tried faluda?
No, she said try faluda. Faluda is with the rice noodles, ice cream. Fire ice cream with
Okay.
the rice noodles. You eat it with that.
Okay.
And also there's a different kind of faluda where it's in the milk.
Mm-hmm.
Noodles in the milk. And it's actually really good.
Oh, I'll have to try. I'll have to try that then, because there's a lot of them I won't admit that I remember the names of because they cook so many different. It's not like they cook the same dish all the time. They're always bouncing around. I'm literally spoiled with her cooking. She will marinate food days before, you know, and I'm like, wow, you know, she really will sit down and cook, and so I'm really blessed in that regard. Except for, you know, I put on some weight. So I've been trying to get off this weight because she cooks so much. But yeah, I love Pakistani food. The food is delicious. And now it's funny that I remember when we first got married and my sons, they were smaller at the time, they were asking me what was every dish. Dad, what is this before I eat it? And I'm like, I don't know. Ask mom. Because my kids call her mom. That we don't, like I said, we don't differentiate. She's not mother, but she's mom. And they were like, oh, okay, we'll ask her. And they were like, what is this before I eat it? You know? And they were like terrified. And but they even love it. Like Dominic's favorite is Halim.
Oh, Dominic will eat anything.
I think some Jamaican food is similar to Pakistani food.
Anything.
Yes, that is part of my heritage, Jamaican. So, and that's what I felt like when I was eating Pakistani food. I was like, man, this food is very similar. And you know what I think it is too? I think also because a lot of people from the subcontinent moved to Jamaica. So there is a blend too of culture with the food. But the food, everything wasn't exactly different to me. when I was eating Pakistani food. Like I said, goat brains. I mean, there's some things in Jamaica that, like I remember my dad, he tried to force me to eat goat tongue and I didn't eat it, so I got in trouble and I sat at the table all night. Yep, that's what my Jamaican friend says. Yeah, and it is true. My family, I'm not full blood Jamaican. Like I said, it's a cultural mix, but my family is primarily in Jamaica. They are from Kingston. So in other words, the birthplace of reggae is where my dad's family. And then same thing with Puerto Rican food. That's also my family as well. Puerto Rican, Jamaican, you might as well say subcontinent. They're very similar foods. So we're gonna go back over here and see how she's doing.
Yeah, a lot more.
What is that? Is that butter in there?
No, that's milk. It's
Oh.
thickening.
Okay. So if it's sweet, you add sugar or something to it?
I'll add sugar at the end.
Oh, okay.
After all this milk is gone.
And how ironic. Gia is eating
Carrots.
Yeah, lovely.
raw carrots.
You know that broccoli and carrots.
There's Muslim and Jamaicans I saw a YouTube video of Jamaican mosque. It was awesome. Yes.
I love
If you ever get a chance to visit Jamaica, it's the drop back for the mosques in Jamaica are beautiful. It's a beautiful country. It's very poor, and I'm not going to go into the politics right now, but I know the politics, but yeah, it's a beautiful country, but it is very poor. Not everyone is poor there. I'm just saying there are certain restrictions that the Western countries put on Jamaica and the Bahamas, because we've traveled through there as well, and you hear it from the people, and you hear the complaints, and all of it is true. So it's sad that that is why and I'm not, like I said, the country's beautiful, but there are certain things if you're not from there that you don't see. I'm just gonna put it that way. Gia. We're live right now. I can't edit that, Jeez. Yeah. One of Damian Marley's songs welcomes Jamrock show this side. Yes. Yeah, that was an awesome song there. That's in my playlist. Yeah, there's a lot more going on than what tourists see, that's for sure. You're crazy. Well, yeah, it is. It's a great song. Do you have a particular song? I don't know how much reggae you listen to, but there's a lot of classics. And you know what? It's like that with, Bollywood songs, Pakistani songs. Sidra's introduced me to a lot of those. I've got like a lot of songs I like, and I don't know how to pronounce them, so I'm not going to sit here and try to mess up the language. But yeah, there are songs that I definitely love. We'll have to do a video on the songs that we love that Sidra has introduced me to.
The songs you love.
Yeah, the songs you love.
Because I like them a lot.
Yep, that's right, Bob Marley. She likes Tupac. Yep, that's classic though. That's before things got crazy. That's the good stuff. And it's because Sidra and I do have an age difference. I will be 50 not this year, but next year. So technically in a few days, not in a few days, but on my birthday, yeah. On my birthday, which is midsummer. And it's one of those things where I forget though. We forget, and it was a blessing because I told Jackie, a mutual friend of ours, I didn't want to meet anyone that was younger than me. But Sidra, let me tell you, very mature. I did not know until her birthday that she was younger. And I'm like, oh no, I'm in love with her now. So, so that's how that happened, because I've got some friends who go, yeah, dude, sweet. You went hunting for a young lady. No, actually, the young ladies went hunting for me, and that is the truth. I'm a quiet person. I don't go, anyone that I've dated, it's because something happened in the sense that we crossed paths. Me and my other half are similar ages, so we played the songs we listened to in college. In my case, I listen to Sidra's music. Some of it I don't like. Some of the newer stuff. And then I also like the classics.
Yeah, but you say because my music is all like
Well, no, she's got like some of her songs like super songs that like preppy people would listen to. See, like she's saying Nate Dogg. Yeah, these are like all. Now Sidra likes that too, but then Sidra has that Backstreet Boys, um, One Direction.
Pussycat Dolls.
No,
But
Pussycat Dolls.
I like A Train. I like Dragons.
Yeah, but that's like a basic. I'm talking about some. I like them too.
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5 is good. Yeah, I like them. But then there's a few songs that I'll listen to that she
I like
plays
the
and I'll
ones that
cringe.
Verb and then yeah,
Yeah, there's
Spice
some.
Girls and all the
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I
old
don't.
school stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to do a video on that. Our songs we like and dislike. But my music is diverse. I like, if it's good music, I like it.
I can't see.
Yeah, she said no, not the new stuff. Yeah, it all depends on who it is and the new stuff. And in most cases, I won't know the names of it because I don't listen to the radio that often. I go off a playlist and I listen to the old school. I say the music stopped being as great as it was once the 90s, the late 90s, I would say. And then after that, I'm not saying music is bad now. There's good music now, but it's few and far between. LL Cool J, yes, around the world. You know what? This is giving away my age. We used to jam to that song in the dance clubs. We lived like Bollywood movies in the dance clubs. So here in America, I don't know if that was all over, but in my culture in the dance clubs, everyone lined up and we danced. And I remember that song Around the World Girl, and we used to get out there because the guys would have to do that to impress the ladies. If you couldn't dance and if you couldn't get out there with your boys and dance, it was not impressive. Okay, she says she's in her 30s. So you're like Sidra's age then. She's in her 30s. And she's like freaking out because she's like, you're like what, 30 what now?
You tell me.
I don't keep track of birth dates. I'm not stupid anyway to say a woman's
Mid
age.
30s, 35.
35, there we go.
Exactly in the middle.
She's 35. Okay. So, there's certain things that I'll say, hey, do you remember this? And she'll go, no.
I know what you're talking about.
But primarily it's because she didn't grow up in America, though. If you grew up in America, there's things that I can say and say, you remember this? And they'll go, yes. In Sidra's case, she came to America. What age were you when you came from Pakistan?
19.
19. So, and actually when we married, I remember people were saying, let me see, hi, Harry, I'm doing good. How you doing, Loki? My uncle used to pick me up from school playing NWA. What? Your uncle? Your Pakistani uncle? Loki says, beautiful girl like Angel. Yes, she is a beautiful woman. Thank you very much. But, wow, that's amazing that, thank you, Loki. Wow, NWA. See, I used to listen to NWA, but I would get in trouble. Grandfather was a Muslim preacher, and my uncle was a gangster. Yeah, you know what? They say music is the language of people, It transcends cultures. So I would agree with that, I think that's what helped bring me into your voice is super. I don't know if he means my voice or my wife's voice. If you mean mine, thank you. But thank you. I would say that it helped me to feel more comfortable with the subcontinent culture by the music. When my wife and I first got together, she had got me remember that iPod, and she just loaded it up with a bunch of different music.
Songs on it.
Yep, she's prepping some food, and you want to say
Close.
it's getting close.
Getting close.
It's getting close. When did you put sugar in it?
When the water's almost done.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll give it half more hour. Right now it's touching the base, so I have to be keeping.
Oh, thank you. Alicia said, I swear if I was living in America, I would love to hang out with you guys. Yes, we are actually that kind of person, those kind of people. We are just laid back. We enjoy life. We don't judge. And we actually are very caring people. Here, I would say that the subcontinent community, for the most part, kind of sticks to themselves. And that is, I think, where the problem is. Where some Americans like, oh well, they're not American. No, they are American. Like my wife, she's Pakistani born, but she is an American citizen. But you will hear Americans say, oh well, she's not American. Yes, she is. She's an American citizen. She earned that. And some people said, oh, she married you for her citizenship. No, she didn't. She had it before she married me. Okay,
We got
so
together when I was already here
right,
for
right,
5 years. So
yeah,
I completed my years.
yeah. So no, that's one thing I would say. You know what? That's actually a good topic because I've noticed it happen with your family and people that come from Pakistan. What to expect when you go to a Western country? Because I've seen, and I'm not going to name names, but I've seen certain family members of her come here that are very educated, and because of their accent,
They don't get good jobs.
yeah, they don't get all good jobs right away, or
They
or
don't look for it actually.
right. Well, it's like a family member that I will not name specifically said that he was beat down by the fact that he was viewed as a terrorist, or and I'm going to say that yes, you can get past that. This, after all, this is America, but expect different cultures. That's one thing that I've even talked to certain family members that I will not name in her family that said that what helped them was when they branched out and started talking to other cultures. Because in America, we're used to seeing different people. So, and I'm sure it's the same thing in the UK. But if you just kind of stick to yourself, lots of my friends are black, predominantly, and Jamaican descent, and they are mostly. See, I tried to read the whole thing. Well, but I can kind of tell by how you talk, Alicia. Not talk, but you're more laid back. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. Like say when I hang out with not her intermediate family, but the more family that's spread out across the states when they come and visit. I'm not really. You can tell they're uncomfortable seeing me. But that's one thing you have to get used to when you come to America. Even if you don't want to marry an American and you want to marry a Pakistani, that's fine. But get used to talking to different people and different, from different backgrounds. Because here in America, it's a melting pot. So people will look at you as different or strange if you just stick with your own. And I don't mean stick with your own as in marrying. I mean as in just socializing. Yeah,
Or all that.
right.
Hang out, make more friends.
So I think that's very important, just to be accepting when you come to a Western country. I'm laid back, but I'm religious, but tolerant and open-minded. Thank God I was raised that way, Alicia said. Yeah, and that's important. I totally respect the Pakistani Muslim culture. I have been over to her family's house for Ramadan, Eid. Yeah, so I've been there for all of that, and because I just feel it's important to her, so it's important to me. So I put on my what is those called?
Kurta shalwar.
Kota Savar. Yeah, I put that on, and we go for Eid and Ramadan, and so it's not like I'm totally open to that, and it's a cultural experience and a religious experience. And then, of course, Nimbus had to get in the video because
You want to love? He's
one thing you will notice in this video, how needy Nimbus is.
He's very needy greedy.
Yes.
Needy baby boy.
Well, I just realized, wow, we've been on here for an hour.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap. Well, in that case, I am going to sign off. It was great talking to you, Alicia. Feel free to keep in contact. We also have an Instagram, and our Facebook page is the same name. And that's an easy way to message us through our Facebook or Instagram, which is the same name as this page. I'm not a cat or dog person. I'm terrified of dogs. Well, I grew up with dogs. She grew up with dogs. I grew up out on a horse ranch out in the country, and we had dogs, for the horses. We had dogs just to have dogs. So, but dog people are going to hate me, but I'm a cat person.
I'm allergic to cats and dogs, but we still have cats.
Yeah, long hair cat. Yeah, but I love cats because most times they're not this needy. Like,
Except for him.
yeah, Nimbus is needy, but Stormy's not. As you can see, Stormy's nowhere to be found until she wants to eat. But
Up there.
I don't know. Cats are just laid back. You don't have to do much with them. You know, we just make sure the litter box is clean. And we're that kind of cat family where people don't even know we have cats because we're like, I don't even smell a litter box. You won't because we make sure we keep that bad boy clean. But, you know, we got one cat initially because we had a mouse problem at our old home.
Jerry.
Right. We had a mouse problem in our own house, at our old house, because we lived near some cornfields. So we got Stormy, and then we ended up getting her brother because Stormy was lonely. And then we moved here, and this is a rental. So we moved here, and we had some mice problems. But guess what? We only had him briefly because, hey, there's Stormy. Because those mice had no chance with these cats around. And there's no basement here, so those... Yeah, so this is what she does all the time. She talks to the cats.
And they're my baby.
So there's both of them.
Right? You're my baby.
And they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
And it's quiet in the living room, so before I log off, let me see what G is doing. As we all know, if we have children, when it's quiet, you should investigate. Yeah. And this is what she does. Take care, Alicia. Say bye, Gia.
Bye.
And she washes. Yeah, Allah face. Good job, princess. We are going to now jump off, and we'll see how this turns out when she's done. When you say bye, honey.
Okay, Allah Hafiz, guys. Bye. I'm about to put some sugar in it.
Allah face. Have a good evening, everyone. Or actually, in your part of the world, it's not evening.
Have a good morning.
Have a good morning or
Good afternoon.
yeah, afternoon. Take care.